I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.
Well, hello guys, welcome to my channel, and I want to thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm back with another video for you guys, and if you're new to the channel, my name is Kelly, and I hope you'll join me. Click that subscribe button, guys. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're not new, thank you for being a friend, as always. I appreciate y'all. I'm not gonna, go too long-winded with this. Like I said, YouTube has really been hating on me lately, so whatever you guys can do, interact with the channel, it would really help me out, and I would be so grateful. Just so I can, get a little bit of traction. Like, what does a girl gotta do to get some traction? Do I need to go transgender? Because what the F, y'all? Literally. Not that I ever would, but y'all know. Y'all get it. But what are we going to get into today, guys? Well, we're here to talk about these sick people, okay? And I don't mean sick like, cough, cough, sneeze, sneeze. I mean like the sick in the head individuals. And I'm not generalizing, trans people as a group when I say that. I mean these people that you see on the screen, not so much the young lady in the middle, or I'm sorry, the young man in the middle, because he was a victim of the crazy person known as his mother on the right there. So we're going to get into these two groomers here that are up on the screen, and I want to show y'all some videos that I recently came across that I found to be pretty disturbing, and I want to get y'all's thoughts on them because I think there's a real problem going on here. And people are not choosing to actually open up their eyes and see this for what it is. And I think that the people who are actually subscribing to this ideology and actually entertaining these types of ideas and these people's delusions are a huge part of the problem in the society. And, when this does end up coming to a head, I just don't know. I just don't know what we're going to end up having to do with these people. So let's get into first the weird TikTok guy, okay, that I'm sure you guys have seen his videos. He's gone viral a bunch of times from doing these weird, creepy, like whispery videos on TikTok where he like addresses children. Like that's his target audience. And he's like this middle-aged, male pattern balding, receding hairline individual that wears makeup and has a mental disorder and comes on TikTok and whispers to your kids and whoever else is out there. So let's get into one video that I saw that went viral, and I was fair to say I was sufficiently disturbed by it as well. So let's bring that on up, and we're going to get right into it, guys. So this is what he had to say on this day in addressing these kids out here on this app, okay?
Your parents screwed up. It's okay to say so. That's why I made a Patreon.
Oh, is that
so
why?
that we could talk about it.
Oh my God. So that's why you made a Patreon? So kids could come and talk to you about their parents screwing up? That's not weird.
That we could connect in a way
oh, really?
that has more privacy.
Oh my God.
So that we could talk to each other in a way that's more open and stuff that we wouldn't share like in the comments of a video like this.
Huh?
I think you're worthy and valuable, and I wanted to spend more connected time with you.
Oh. What are y'all getting from this already? Because the way that he is wording the, whatever it is, whatever message he's trying to put across to whoever he feels is the audience for this message, it's so weird. He wants to connect with you. He thinks that you're all these things. First of all, who are you talking to? And his videos are structured like this. So if you have seen these, I'm sure you already recognize the pattern and what it is that he's doing here, and his, you know, the way that he speaks. And it's like, who are you talking to? Because a lot of times he'll say, I think you're great. And we're going to get into a couple others and stuff like that. But it's like, who? You don't even know the person on the other side of the screen. Because right now I'm watching this video and you don't know me, sir. And I don't know, like, you. So and who are you talking to? And why are you saying things like you want to have more privacy to be able to talk to strangers, young, minor strangers potentially, who will go and join your Patreon and feel like they found a friend in you? So then what? You can manipulate them so you can, just have a nice heart-to-heart conversation with them. It's given me child predator, okay? I just don't know. What do y'all think?
Healing together.
Healing together?
And hearing your deeply inspiring stories.
Okay. Well, how do you know that I have a deeply inspiring story? Okay, because you're fucking weird. That video... It went like ultra viral like recently, and it was, I mean, pretty obvious to me why, because he's made other videos, like I said, doing just as many creepy, outlandish things and saying all kinds of other like predatory statements like that. But this one was extra special because, first of all, it's disingenuous. You're asking people to go and pay for a website so that they can talk to you. If you really cared, wouldn't you offer your services for free? I mean, does it make sense that, you're this like deeply caring and you just want to, help all these young kids that you feel like are in danger from their own parents? But that'll be $4.99, please, before you can get in here. Okay? Pay your share and then I'll talk to you. If not, there's the door. Like, what is that? That seems pretty sketchy of you. Very, very predatory vibe. So let's get into another video, and we're just gonna do like a highlight roll here for this individual. If you guys haven't seen any of these videos, just so y'all can get a feel for it, and if you have seen them, then I would love to know what your thoughts are, because I don't understand why this person's still allowed on TikTok making these videos, and why people don't have more of a sense of like alarm about this, because he says things about kids and their parents and like targets kids to go against their parents all the time, and that is weird. It's like you want to kidnap somebody's child and separate kids from their parents. Why? What is the motive here?
Toxic parents treat children, their kids, like they are adults with bad intentions.
What even does that mean?
Toxic parents treat their kids as if the kids were adults with bad motivations.
Didn't make sense to you either, huh?
How could you do this to me?
What? You're
making us late on purpose. You've been mean to me since you were 5. This is why you're so highly engaged whenever anybody falsely accuses you. Now,
what?
Don't be manipulated. Don't fall for it. And don't live your life trying to defend yourself against other people.
What are you even talking about? Do you even know? Like, you had to repeat that a couple times just so you could understand what it was that you were talking about. So, and it's giving me projection, because what are you saying? Is this something your parents would say to you? You're making me late. Who says that to their kid? Like, who even thinks about it on that deep of a level? Like, that you are so hurt by something your parents said to you. Go see a therapist. My God. Like, what does that have to do with anything? And why does that now lead us here to this, inflection point where now I'm looking at you on a screen in makeup and a 5 o'clock shadow with a receding hairline in a dress? I mean, it's all over the place, and it's just very, I don't know. It doesn't sit right in my spirit. And you guys know I'm a discernment type of person. This individual is no good. He's no good. And I knew whenever I saw him saying up here on his platform that, you know, he's here for you. If your parents are bad people and you hate them because they told you that you couldn't be a boy when you were a girl or vice versa, then I will be your friend. I will be your family. I think you're special. I think you're worthy. And you can come in here and, you know, I'll be your shoulder to cry on. I'll be your ear to listen to. But first, can I have my $4 a month, please? Like, dude, So let's get into his highlight reel here, and then I want to show you guys one more, and then we'll get to the next topic. But this was the one that I wanted to make sure we really understood who it was that we were dealing with here, because he is quite the character. So let's take it from the top and see what he has to say in regards to himself. Let's see what this question is. Do you happen to drive a the question is, do you happen to drive a windowless panel van around schools and parks? Okay, good question.
I'm Jeffrey, and I am not a danger to children.
I disagree.
I am a danger to parents, though.
Oh my god.
Hi, beautiful. If you do not have a family that loves you, I'm going to be your family. I love you so
That'll be $5.99 though, please.
much. Do you know what I love about you? You care so much. Your sensitivity is so beautiful. I actually think it's the
Can you please stop? You're making me uncomfortable.
best thing about you. You know what you deserve? Unconditional love, kindness, respect. I see the real you.
No, you don't.
Get out of those relationships as soon as you can.
This was a rough day for you, huh? I could tell. I could tell from the angle of your camera and the all around busted up, you know, just atmosphere and whatever it is you're giving today. It's not giving what the other videos are giving, because, sheesh, yikes.
As quickly as you can. Love you. When you start thinking about going no contact, I want to encourage you and say something you may not have heard before. You're going to love it.
Yeah?
I know right now all you have is a world and a wall of guilt. And every time you think about going no contact, you just feel this thing.
And you might be asking, what is no contact? Because whenever I first started really diving into his content, and I started seeing this was like a recurring theme that he talked about, I was like, no contact, does that mean like, what? Is that some sort of like pedophile term, or like term where you, you know, because I know that there's like, I don't know, there's all kind of sick things out there on the internet, and if you start to look too far into any one topic, you will see odd things. So I have seen before that like there is some pedos that like to call themselves like, or like to think that they're better because they admit that they're attracted to kids, but they do like a no contact thing, or they do like oh, I've never touched a kid, I just want to, you know, I just would really like to. So I thought maybe that's what he was talking about first. No, he is talking about going no contact as in cutting off your entire family, which is something that he talks about that he's done. So he's telling kids and encouraging kids to go no contact with their families. And so basically saying, yeah, you should cut off your entire families and your, you know, your parents and pretty much everyone, and come over here. And after you pay your $4.99, you know, we can be friends. I'll be your friend. I'll be your everything. I'll be your God, is what he's basically saying.
In your chest and in your stomach, and you don't want to be that person, and how could you? But she's your mother, and all the stuff that culture tells you. I want to talk to the kids. Hi there. I get asked a lot, are you a boy or a girl? And I love that question. And so I wanted to just tell you.
Is this a public library? Because do I need to call the police? I mean, are you even allowed in here? These are questions I have, and I need answers.
Sometimes human beings are more than boy or girl. If you see a kid like me, or an adult like me, would you be extra nice to them? So you're going no contact. You're considering going no contact. You're semi 25% of the way toward an open door on the subject of no contact. And you're feeling guilty. As painful as it is, the pain of being a person who goes no contact is nothing compared to the daily pain you've been in from being in relationship with these folks.
Really? So you're telling me that you felt more pain having a family, a mother, a father, siblings, than, you know, it was more painful to have those types of relationships than to completely narcissistically and selfishly cut them out of your life because they did not agree with everything that you were saying to them, every single decision that you were making. These are the types of people, guys, like that I just cannot stand, because at the end of the day, you know, they try to wrap it up in this pretty bow and try to act like they are so transcendent and they, you know, are so much more enlightened than other people, because he's come to the conclusion that, you know, he's got this knowledge that none of the rest of us have, you know. Basically, he's decided that he doesn't need to live his life with any sort of family because he gets his validation from internet clicks and talking about himself 24/7 and trying to prey on little kids over the internet. So why do you need a family to do that? At that point, you're so beyond reproach that, yeah, I mean, I guess I can see that. But this just screams to me empty and broken. Like I fear for your soul, because I just know it's going to hell. And it's like, it has nothing to do with you being a confused transgender or whatever non-binary person that you are. It has everything to do with your ugly narcissistic spirit and what you choose to do and the words that you are choosing to speak to people. And you think that you're coming across as this like positive or like enlightened source, and it's not. It's very, very demonic.
I love you.
No.
Have a good time going no contact.
No, ma'am.
If you are attempting to figure out if you want to go
Oh my
no
God.
contact, let me give you a tip.
Where's your makeup?
Go no contact first before you figured it out. Give it a shot.
Wow.
I'm an emblem of freedom for all people, I hope, including young people.
No, not me. Please.
Sorry if that upsets you.
Yeah, well, you're upsetting.
Your parents screwed up.
Yeah, we already saw that one. You are very scary person. You disturb my soul. So I just want to play the end of that no contact video, because it was a very the black and white one. This is the last thing we'll get into, guys, just so y'all can understand the type of distress that I feel that this person is in with their own self. I feel like this is the face of a completely lost person and a disturbed individual. And you have to be, I mean, if you're willing to basically like take a, you're so willing to take a stand, and you're so, you know, hell bent on doing whatever it is that you want to do. And I think it was Matt Walsh that actually made this point the other day. There was a really good point. It was like, you know, we're all born into this life with a family and of a mother and a father. And I just don't know what it would take for you as a person to go through, unless your parents like put you through child abuse and like, you know, all kinds of sick, like abusive, you know, situations as a child. Why else besides for those reasons alone would you want to just like cut them out of your life simply because they might disagree with you? And that's really what I mean. I mean, people can like, whatever reason you might have, if you did cut your parents out of your life, if it's valid, then whatever. But there's people that do this, that stop talking to their families because they don't approve of them being transgender. And to me, that is just so evil and so wicked. It just gives me like the goosebumps, honestly, because that is just so displeasing to God, and I know it is, and I just feel sorry for these people. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I feel sorry for this guy, because I just know at the end of the day, I don't know, I feel like he is kept up at night by his dark thoughts. So let's get into this last part, and then we'll move on to the next topic.
Needed to get over, I'm no contact with my family. All of them. Siblings, parents, extended family, cousins, everybody.
Sad.
And the thing I wanted to point out to you today in this video about going no contact is I didn't consider my own feelings.
Oh, really?
As painful as it is.
He didn't consider his own feelings. Sir, I would argue that that's all you've ever considered. I mean, I just don't understand how you can be this, like, disjointed with yourself. How can you not see what we all can see? How are you so delusional? I mean, obviously, we can see how delusional you are based on the way that you're presenting yourself, but, like, you didn't, like, what? All you think about is yourself, and that's so completely obvious. Did you, I would pose the question, ask or stop to ask yourself, what do your parents think? Did you stop to consider their feelings at all? I would guess to say no.
It is.
Huh?
The pain of being a person who goes no contact is nothing compared to the daily pain you've been in from being in relationship with these folks.
Yeah, sure.
I love.
You wouldn't be on this earth without them folks, as you put it, okay? So you can cry and, to someone else. You can tell it to someone who cares, because at the end of the day, no, even if you did have a horrible upbringing and your parents were horrible people, they still gave you life. So, yeah, you might have and I don't even know. I'm sure this person probably had a great childhood, I would venture to say. But I just think it's so horribly narcissistic and just icky. Like, and he's encouraging other young-minded and very influenceable and vulnerable people to do the same thing that he did, and to go over there and subscribe to his Patreon so he can milk you for $4 a month or $5 a month, whatever it is that he's over there charging, and he can manipulate you some more, and who knows what else, touch you where the sun don't shine. God only knows what he's trying to do. But I don't like it. God don't like it. I know this. I'm gonna speak for him on this one right here. He still loves you. You still have time. You can reform yourself. But ooh, I would start now, because you've got a long way to go, fella. So while I do not condone going no contact with your family or your parents, in this circumstance that we're fixing to see here, I might make an exception, guys, because are y'all familiar with the Jazz Jennings show on TLC, where they chronicle basically this family where it's like a mother and a father, and then their son, who they have been grooming and transitioning since the age of 4 years old, okay? So very, very sick people, obviously, and I don't know if they have other, I think there's other members of the family, but I've never watched a show. I've only seen and been exposed to this via, like, clips, and then obviously this boy who is presenting now as a female, I guess, I don't know, and basically is a 21-year-old boy who, and get that through your head, he's 21 years old, and at this point in his life, his mother started transitioning him at age 5, and he now has breasts, implants, has been on hormones his entire life, has cut his penis off, and created a cavernous hole inside of his body. Okay, all of this by age 21. So I want us to all make sure that we are understanding and actually absorbing that knowledge, and just understanding how disturbing that is. And if you disagree with me, I would love if you would let me know in the comments, because this is a conversation that needs to be had. And this is something that has to be put, like, a stop has to be put to it. I mean, kids are not to be touched. They should not be touched. And a 5-year-old, I would argue, doesn't know what gender dysphoria is. They don't know what they want to be, what gender they want to be, as if it could change. It's not even possible. But so this is a case of a sick ass woman who decided to prey on her own son and then go and get a television show to milk this even more and make money off of this sick Munchausen by proxy. I don't even know what mental illness you would call this. But if you think that I'm lying and you don't believe me about how sick this woman is, let's just get into this clip. And I really hope they don't, oh my God, I really hope they don't copyright strike me for this one. I don't know, I might have to like manipulate the sound or like talk over it so I don't get any sort of claim. I did see other people posting this, but y'all just bear with me because I don't know what they'll do. But let's get into this. If you thought if I was exaggerating, if you had any doubts about how sick this boy's mother is, well, just listen to this, okay?
But with her,
oh my God,
I'm worried about like her mental well-being and her dilation. The minute she leaves my house, we have a dilation problem.
That is a concern. When you don't have that watchful eye, they
Excuse me.
tend to go back to old patterns.
I have woken.
Is this like the old lady gang of women that have tranny kids? Like what is this meeting? What is this meeting of the minds coming together talking about your, freak ass kids that you people have victimized and their private parts? Weird already.
Jazz out of a dead sleep and taken the dilator and put the lubrication on it and said, here, you take this and you put it in your vagina. If not, I will.
Oh my God.
But Jazz is bad. Even when I'm home once a day. I would be so mad if she goes away to college and that thing seals up. I would wring her
That
neck.
thing?
Can you imagine?
Oh my God. The producer, no, I can't imagine. I can't imagine anyone having a mother as sick as you.
Is it normal for Mother Dearest to have a pillow with her
What is
child's
going
face
on?
on it?
Excuse me.
This stuff.
How dare you? How dare you? I can't imagine what it's like to have someone like you in my life. I mean, what? Y'all realize what she just said was that she basically wanted to stick something up her son's cavernous hole that she here is calling a vagina. I mean, if we're being honest, guys, it's not that. It's just not. It is a wound that is trying to close up, because I got a newsflash for you. Women don't have to dilate their vaginas, okay? They just stay open, like they stay in their proper place because that's what they are. They're designed to do. The reason why your son's hole is trying to close up and you have to lube up a dilator, you said you called it, and force your son to stick that inside of himself is because he's a boy and you had his penis chopped off. I mean, this is sick. When I saw, oh, I'm sorry, I just hit the microphone. When I saw this, guys, I couldn't believe it. And this is an older clip. I mean, how does this not get you in trouble with CPS? How does this not child abuse? How is this woman not been chased out of her town? How did these two women sit across from her at lunch and not throw that martini glass in her face? I mean, you basically are saying here that you want to fuck your own son in his fake vagina. That's what it sounded like to me. You're going to force him to dilate his weird fake vagina. Oh my, y'all. So if that wasn't enough, let's get into a different clip that just recently, well, actually, let's show y'all this one. The complications that Jazz was having. And mind you, like I said, this is a 21-year-old boy. And he's had to have 3 surgeries, bottom surgeries, I mean, due to the complications from, chopping one's dick off and creating a open womb and basically inverting it. Just guys, I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor, so let's see what they have to say.
Hello.
Welcome back.
To see you. Right now, I'm just feeling
ma'am?
kind of like.
Ma'am, you need to be arrested. The doctor, yeah. What happened to do no harm, ma'am?
Flash.
That the first 2 times. What makes this one any different? I just feel sorry for this kid, honestly. I feel sorry for him. Look at this freak ass. You people are gross.
What's up? Should we go?
What is wrong with y'all?
You're getting a 2-doctor escort.
Wow. 2 broken ass people to escort another broken person who was broken not on his own terms, but on behalf of his parents who didn't stand up for him.
Her complications has just had a fantastic attitude.
Well, that's all he can have is a fantastic attitude.
She's prepared. And
what else is he gonna do?
hopefully things will come out well.
He can't reattach his penis, can he, doctor? Riddle me that. Sorry, if y'all can't really hear it, I'm sorry again. I just don't want to get a copyright strike on this. This is TLC's footage, so if y'all can't hear it, I do have the captions on, but I'm trying to just let it play so y'all can kind of just see. And then let's get into the last thing here. This was a more recent clip that aired, and this is from, I didn't get this on the TLC website, but this is from Black Conservative Perspective, who reposted this, because, again, I was not sure what I could play, but because it's on his channel, I'm thinking that I might be safe to play this one at full volume. But this was, like I said, a more recent clip that has gone viral, where now, you know, the whole shtick behind this series has been like, oh, Jazz has always known from the age of like 5 that he's a woman, or he felt like a woman, and he felt like he wanted to do this transition, even though his mother was preying on him from a young age. And here, the revelation comes to light that it seems like he might not be so sure. As it turns out, when these kids grow up and get into, you know, their 20s, when they get past those awkward teenage years, it turns out that maybe their minds start to change. Maybe, you know, their feelings, their attitudes, their hormones start to change. Is that crazy stuff or what? Am I transphobe? Am I a TERF? I don't know. Let's get into this.
A few trans girls who, after they have had the sex reassignment,
this one here. This is what's his name? Gosh, now it's escaping me. This is a famous trans person, but he's still got his dick. So that's the only like saving grace that I can see with a lot of these men that transition. Most of them don't end up doing the bottom surgery because I think that it is a lot more complications associated with those. So I think actually the majority of trans people don't end up getting bottom surgery, and those that do often are the ones who are most prone to things like offing themselves. But he's sitting up here trying to give this other young man advice, but your parents didn't chop your dick off. You can still have the possibility of achieving an orgasm. This other young man, Jazz, he doesn't have that possibility ever. And so I don't know what you have to say, but let's hear it, I guess.
surgery. They just let women crazy.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Yeah, really. That's exactly what happened, and it seems to be what is happening to Jazz Jennings. Again, because there's a clip that is going viral on the internet of Jazz Jennings having an absolute meltdown, a breakdown, over the fact that Jazz is not feeling like...
Okay. Here's the bombshell that comes. Surprise, surprise, guys. It turns out this trans kid might not be so happy with his decision.
You wanted to start talking about... Are you okay?
I'm okay.
I'm going to cry.
You know I can't get out of my head.
I know. No, listen.
It just doesn't stop.
It's okay. Give me a hug. It's okay. I know what you're going through. We've been there before.
No, it still doesn't stop now. And I'm already going back to negative.
But the more you're talking about yourself, it gets harder.
You know what he's going through? Do you, lady? Because you have so royally fucked up your whole life and your child's whole life that I don't even know how you sleep at night, to be quite frank with you. So, if you were any sort of woman who had any sort of a last shred of dignity inside of her, you would do the proper thing and remove yourself from his life and admit to your wrongdoings and repent for your sins, because you will not be favored for this. Quite the opposite.
You're digging in and it's making you put a magnifying glass on what's already difficult as it is. So this is hard for you, I know, and we don't want to.
I know, I'm the one doing it. Like,
I know, you're your own worst enemy.
I feel kind of all over the place, and like my mind is very cluttered and not clear. And I really want to have that clarity. I really want to understand myself and be able to read my own soul and what I want. And it's just very challenging. And I think I'm kind of breaking down a little bit and spiraling into negativity.
I just want to feel like myself. Like, that's it. I don't
Like
care.
old Jazz.
All I want is to be happy and feel like me, and I don't feel like me ever.
Wow. His face is my thoughts exactly. This is really a tragedy, guys. This is very, very, extremely sad. And I don't know. I mean, I was watching America First with Nick Fuentes like yesterday or the day before, and he was talking about how like we need to have more grace and more sympathy for these trans people, because at the end of the day they are mentally confused, and they do have just issues within themselves, and it could be a multitude of different reasons, but either way they require love and kindness. Yes, they don't require us feeding into their bullshit and going along with delusions and things that are antithetical to the truth of our society and how the world is. So I think by doing that, you are harming people, and it has now grown to the point of monstrosity and the levels that it is now. And I just don't know how we're going to get back from this. I don't know how a lot of us, or not us, but a lot of them, the people who have taken this to the extreme, like Jeffrey Marsh, who were so hell-bent on pushing this onto people, I don't know how they're going to come back. And it's not going to be good when the pendulum finally has its turn and people really start to wake up from this craziness that we have been going through. I fear for the retribution that will come, and I fear for their mental state that is going to probably only continue to worsen, just as we see here now with Jazz, who has been pushed as this very happy person, happy with their transition, happy with themselves, but we can clearly see that that's not the case. So what do you guys think of this? I think it's a travesty, honestly. I feel sorry for these people, except for that woman, the mom. She can go to, like, literally, she can get these hands. And I'm not talking about my hands. I'm just talking about someone needs to windmill on her ass. But in like a peaceful way. And I mean windmill, like, like literally just like blow wind on her. Like, I don't mean physical harm. Obviously, I disavow that at all costs. Like, I would never invoke harm on anyone. I just want y'all to know that. I'm a peace-loving person. But she needs to go and straight into confession and really think about what she has done to her own child, because it is truly alarming. And I would love to know y'all's thoughts. Let me know, guys. Like the video if you liked it, and hit that subscribe button, guys, if you enjoyed my content today. I would very much appreciate that from y'all, and thank you again for being a friend. And until next time, guys, y'all take it easy, okay? Bye.
I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.